a watch said to be loved both by Charlie Chaplin and Amelia Earhart. By the way, did you know that Amelia Earhart's body was torn apart and eaten by coconut crabs? Sweet dreams. A watch which made one of the most known Haute Horlogerie maisons known today, Jaeger-LeCoultre. Let's take a look. Hey folks, I'm Em. Welcome back. So this is me dipping my toes in Haute Horlogerie with a piece that originally started as a pure sports piece and eventually transformed into one of the most iconic dress watches. A watch that has been gifted to royalty time and time again. But what is Haute Horlogerie? Let's think it this way. Imagine this tiny village in Switzerland and there is this charming chalet full of artisans, people that nowadays are spending every day of their careers trying to master watchmaking. Not only watchmaking, but the hardest parts of watchmaking, the most difficult complication, and centuries-old hand finishes. It is a bit anachronistic, isn't it? With Haute Horlogerie timepieces, everything is generally made in-house, sometimes from the smelting of the metal down to the assembly of the complications and the final delivery of the watch. They're mostly handcrafted pieces, with sometimes one single artisan pouring months into one single watch. But you might not have heard of Jaeger-LeCoultre as a brand before. It is not among the most known brands outside of the watch collecting world. First of all, let's go through a bit of history of Jaeger-LeCoultre. It is one of the most important watchmakers today and throughout history. Antoine Lecoultre is said to be the inventor or one of the first inventors of a machine that could calculate microns. In 1847 they created their own keyless system, which is a way to wind a pocket watch without a key, which was needed before that. And it is one of the most prolific watchmakers, boasting more than 400 patents and more than 1,000 unique calibers, that, by the way, they have provided to the likes of Audemars Piguet, Vacheron Constantin and Patek Philippe through the years. The idea for the Reverso itself was born somewhere in the 1930s, after witnessing a player of a polo match in India who got their wristwatch broken by the impacts of the game. So in 1931, Jaeger-LeCoultre, previously only known as Lecoultre, released the first Reverso, a pure sports watch for the game of polo, which featured a unique characteristic. The face boasted a normal time complication. However, you could also reverse the face of the watch, displaying then a fully stainless steel back, much more resistant to the impacts of a polo match. It was a brilliant move by Jaeger-LeCoultre, not only because it was an actual fit-for-purpose watch back then, but also because they created themselves a great canvas to work on. The reverse side of any Reverso could be engraved or painted to custom requests. Of course, as the time changed, so did taste in watches, and the Reverso line slowly and quietly died around the 60s. The nail in the coffin was ultimately the 70s quartz revolution, but that also killed most of the Haute Horlogerie brands. And while slowly dying, even Jaeger-LeCoultre forgot how to make it. That's right, the only thing that was left was 200 cases, just the cases, for Reversos, and a really obscure patent to try draw conclusions from. But that was until 1972, when Giorgio Cavone, the Italian distributor for Jaeger-LeCoultre, put his hands on that batch of cases, put JLC movements inside of them, and started selling them. And you know what? They sold. Fast. Which is the reason why Jaeger-LeCoultre took notice and ultimately resurrected the brand. Italians do it better, don't they? So in 1984, the Reverso was redesigned by Jaeger-LeCoultre and obtained the timeless look as we know it today. And which was also the time when they switched by positioning it as an actual luxury dress wristwatch instead of a sports watch as it was originally. Ooh, let's talk about the design of this thing. First things first, it is designed through the golden ratio. The golden ratio is a mathematical proportion. It is often found in nature, which is why we as humans, we use it often in design, as it provides very aesthetically pleasing lines and proportions to follow. The details of the craftsmanship of these things are insane. The recto dial is a beautiful silver grey with 4 different finishes. It's got a matte finish, a beautiful handmade guilloche pattern. It is vertically brushed and also has a second guilloche pattern on the outer edges. It's got transfer black numerals, and the hour, minutes and seconds hands are thermally blued. By the way, the reason why watchmakers blue hands thermally is not just because of a aesthetic principle they want to follow, but still can be very brittle. While thermally bluing it, you're introducing a great amount of flexibility to the steel. If you try to bend a minute hand, which hasn't been thermally blued, it will just snap. If you try to bend a thermally blued hand, it will bend. But this is a Reverso, so it does have a Verso dial, which is not a plain stainless steel back like the original one. This is what happens when a great watchmaker thinks out of the box. What if on the other side of the dial we can put another dial? And this is where we turn this Reverso Duoface around. The second dial is matte black with a beautiful Clou de Paris guilloche, an hours, minutes and 24-hour indicator and baton hands. The hour, markers and hands are loomed. This is where the Reverso Duoface really impresses me. The duality of its character. On one hand, you've got the Art Deco silver beautiful dial, which is more suitable for a dress occasion, perhaps, whereas on the other side is a much sportier black one that you can use more every day. Not a lot of watches give you the same flexibility. The case is a small capsule of stainless steel, which is impressive considering what's inside of it. The crown is embossed with the JLC logo, and it's a pleasure to wind. And in the past couple of years, Jaeger-LeCoultre changed the strap. First of all, the strap is made in Argentina by Casa Fagliano, which is a bootmaker that makes polo shoes, which is oddly fitting with the story of the Reverso. And the strap looks and feels absolutely incredible, finished with a Jaeger-LeCoultre deployant clasp. However, this thing has got 2 dials to handle. How does it do it? This is where the Calibre 854A comes into play. It is a manual wind movement, beating at 3 Hz, and with a power reserve of 42 hours. But that's not all. Not only this watch has to drive 2 sets of hands, it also offers the option to change time zones between the two. When opening the Reverso to flip it around, you will find a small pusher on the top. When pressing it, the time zone on the black dial will change and offset by 1 hour for each push. This is handy. Now, to make you understand how insane the Haute Horlogerie world can go in terms of details and the strive for perfection, most watchmakers do use glues in their watches, for example, to connect the little rubies to the palette fork. In Jaeger-LeCoultre case, they use a natural glue that comes from butterflies in Malaysia. In Malaysia, butterflies. Yes, butterfly glue. Winding this watch, which is something you should take a habit of doing every day or two, is an absolute pleasure. It is one of the best winding experiences I've had. The crown is smooth, the ticks are the size and the sound it makes. Wait a second, let me see if I can... Yeah. In terms of wearability, it's one of the watches I wear the most in my collection. It works great with a t-shirt and jeans or polo and jeans for a more casual dress style, both with the black and white faces. Surprisingly, I would have never thought that the white face would work so well in a casual setting as well. But then you definitely want that white one for when you're going smarter. It just looks classy. The version I have is the Duoface Grand Taille, which is the biggest Reverso that they offer. However, they also make them in small and medium sizes. You will find a Reverso that works for your wrists. Let's talk about the box for a second. I don't like Haute Horlogerie boxes. I don't like watch boxes in general. They're just stupid. They're overly big. They've got nothing inside of them. Why? This thing is a really piss golden color. Horrible, in my opinion. It's got the, you've got your usual papers and warranties, also a useless pull tab on the side that I have no idea what it does, and I just ripped it off the first time that I tried to figure it out. So yeah, useless box, as usual. But you start to be expecting a little bit more at these levels. So how do I feel about this watch? It is one of my favorites. I absolutely love it, and I'm really fortunate to be able to have one. It is my first fully polished stainless steel watch, which means I've already scratched it multiple times. But I don't care. It's my watch. It's got my scratches on it. I love it. Interestingly, JLC in 2016 stripped down most of its collection of Reverso, just bringing it back down to the essentials. Which is, by the way, what I think Omega should do. Take notes, Omega. I was not originally planning of getting a Reverso. My original intentions were set on a Santos de Cartier. However, I've tried both at the boutique, and this one just stole my heart. It's beautiful, I fell in love with it. And I would recommend it to everyone that loves the look of it, which it might be an acquired taste if you're just used to round watches. But I saw it, and right there and then, yes, you. There are a lot of impressive Reverso models around, and I really encourage you to go around and find one that you like. I'll give you a couple to look at. The Tribute Duoface with the blue and white dial, and the absolutely impressive 1.5 million, 10 pieces made, platinum Hybris Mechanica quadriptych. This thing is insane. Insane. Folks, these are my impressions about my Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso Classic Duoface Grand Taille. Jesus Christ, that's a mouthful. A watch that I absolutely love, is one of my favorites in my collection. You'll find me wear it almost every other day. And just look at it. And go try one, as usual. Try them. Like and subscribe if you like the comment. I really appreciate your support. See you next time.